The owners of the house were the Guild of Blackheads, and well, what they did in life? Not much. They were young lads who were not married, so they kind of became the troublemakers of this city. They had a lot of wealth in their pockets, and they organized all the festivities. One of the festivities that they organized, most of us, we still celebrate up to this day. So if I may ask you, what is the one time in a year when we gather together with our families and we try to get along for at least one night?
Only Christmas.
Only Christmas. Christmas is truly a tradition that we all celebrate more and more with the past years. But Christmas during the medieval days was nothing fun, as you can imagine. Life in minus 30 degrees Celsius, during the days when you don't see sunlight for weeks. You Swedes, you know what I'm talking about. You won't see sunlight for weeks and weeks because it's cloudy. And there's 3 hours of sunlight per one day. Well, this is nothing you would enjoy. So obviously Christmas is nothing to celebrate in these lands. But during 1400s, around the year 1441, the brothers were sitting here in the house, and now they heard a rumor that the Holy Pope has, well, decided that it is not only enough for the pagans to go to church, but now the pagans, they have to take over traditions that a proper Christian follows. Well, what do? They try to make Christmas happen. They try to make Christmas one of the grandest celebrations here, but well, it doesn't come easy. What do? They carry an evergreen tree out of this house. They take the tree to the center of the town. They have everyone around the tree gathered up, and they have their jugglers, they have their musicians, they have all you need for good fun. Well, and they have one brother from this building who is so drunk or so smart, we don't know, that he goes and he takes a burning torch, he lit the tree on fire, and he took the tree on his back, parading around the whole town with it. Does it sound like a lot of fun? Well, it's the first time in centuries where people have seen some colors during those winter days. It's the first moment when people realize we can come out to the streets, have fun once again. So everybody follows the crazy guy. Everybody follows him until they see the nobility. The nobility had been seeing what was going on, and they understand if there's masses of people with big burning objects, this usually never means anything good for them. So what they need to do, they need to ban these festivities, but before they could ban these festivities, they saw everyone holding hands, everybody celebrating. They understood that this is what the most difficult of times are for people to come together the closest and to work the hardest to survive through the harsh and difficult time of their life or day or year, whatever it would be. So even the nobility, they let us have our silly tradition for the next 3 years, until we burnt down the first house. Then the nobility was back. They said no more burning trees with a big open flame. But as the merchants understood about the laws, when there's a law, there must be a way around the law. Then they understood when we cannot burn the tree with a big open flame, we shall buy expensive glass lanterns, put beeswax candles inside there, light them on fire, and place those lanterns up on top of the tree. Hence, it would look like it was burning. And this is the reason why all of us, we celebrate our silly Christmas the way that we do. Decorating our Christmas trees, and now whenever you decorate your tree, you can always think about me. Aha! Very good. This is a story that I truly recommend to you to look up yourself. All the stories that I share with you today here, all of them, they are based on true stories. These are the happenings that have taken place in this town, and we try to make it as engaging, as fun as it could be for you guys, and so you would remember. When you go home, look it up. This is how it happened. In Latvia, the Guild of Blackheads was active too. So in Latvia, they carried the evergreen tree out there first, the same Guild of Blackheads. But what we take great pride in would be burning down the tree. So if you Google it up, try to figure out why do we even need to burn down a tree? It doesn't really make sense. Decorating it doesn't make much sense, but there's many different stories. And the more we understand them, the more we realize that, well, how should I put it? That these celebrations that we follow, they have to come from the bottom of your hearts. Otherwise, it's just another thing that you do every day. I think it's fair to say. Two rather historically valuable facts about the building. As you see, the house was owned by Guild of Blackheads. They get their name from their saint, Saint Mauritius. He was a dark-skinned saint, one of the only ones in the whole Roman Catholic history, if not the only one. And he was a man who was Christianizing pagans in Africa. This was a job that nobody had ever heard of. So, very good that you took a step forward. Already he's approaching. So the brothers, they followed in his footsteps. They tried to be as different as possible, trying to achieve as much as possible. So they would be young, unmarried merchants, very rich, without the wife, and cause all the problems. They had even more fun than one can imagine. Yes. But my lord, are you married? Yes. Yes, you should say it like a good thing. So, the moment you got married, you would have been kicked out of this house and you would have been sent to the Great Guild. No more could you be fun-loving. Now you're a responsible man who has to do and who has to decide with responsibility in his heart, obviously. Now you would have been sent to the Great Guild because thanks to the lovely lady next to you, you are capable to rule all over this town. And you could be elected to be a mayor. Well, this is not too bad for a merchant. So, follow me, let me show you how exactly it ended.